Hello, good morning. My name is Chandrasekhar, Department of Information Technology, Sri Vishnu Engineering College, Forum. In this video, I am talking about Spring Boot lab experiments. Before coming to the lab experiment, we have to learn some pre-requirements. Let us talk about first requirement, Core Java. In Core Java, you have to learn OOPS concepts such as class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. Already we learned these OOPS concepts in previous year. Next requirement, Java Enterprise Edition like Servlet and JSP. Java servlets and Java server pages are server-related Java programs and extend the capability of web server. Java servers are Java classes that are designed to respond to HTTP requests to use in web application programs. JSP is a server-side programming that creation of dynamic platform independent method for building web-based applications. The JSP have access to the entire family of Java APIs, including the JDBC API to access enterprise database and more. Next requirement, Spring Core concepts. In this Spring Core concept, we have to learn such as Spring dependency injection, configure a Spring IOC container through XML configuration, configuring Spring IOC container through Java annotation, Spring Bean, Spring MVC concept, and more. Next requirement, knowledge on database such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, MySQL Server, MongoDB. Already you know about the MySQL and MongoDB. In this lab experiment, we will use MySQL. Next requirement, integrated development environment like Eclipse or IntelliJ or STS. You have to good knowledge on web application development using any of the popular IDEs. Already you know about Eclipse IDE. STS means Spring Tool Suite. It is nothing but it is especially used for Spring Boot applications. In IT industry, Java developers are using Eclipse or IntelliJ. Next requirement, experience using Java and build tools such as Maven or Gradle. In this lab, we are using the Maven tool. Now I am talking about Spring Tool Lab experiments. What you are learning in Spring Boot Lab. In this lab, we have total 7 experiments. In first experiment, we have to create a Spring Boot application. Spring Boot application annotation is mainly used in this experiment. In the second experiment, how to create a Spring Boot web application using Java server page with Tomcat server. This is the second experiment. In third experiment, write a program to demonstrate RESTful web services with Spring Boot. In this experiment, we will use two important annotations. These are REST controller and REST mapping. REST controller annotation is used to define the RESTful web services. Request mapping annotation is used to define the request URL to access the REST endpoints. The main RESTful web services are GET, POST, PUT, DELETE. Okay. In fourth experiment, demonstrate the integration of JDBC with Spring Boot. To access the relational database by using JDBC template in Spring Boot application, we need to add the Spring Boot starter JDBC dependency in our build configuration file. In this experiment, we will use auto-void annotation for JDBC template class. Then Spring Boot automatically connect the database and set the data sources for the JDBC template object. The experiment use the activator endpoints to monitor the Spring Boot application. The activator endpoints let you monitor and interact with your application. We need to add the Spring Boot starter activator dependency in our build configuration file. Maven users can add the dependency in pom.xml file. Gradle users can add the dependency in build Gradle file. In sixth experiment, Design your login page by applying basic security configuration to Spring Boot. This experiment will focus on login with Spring security. We are going to build on top of the Spring MVC application. You can use theme templates to create a web application for home page in Spring Boot. In 7th experiment, download the Spring Boot project from the Spring Initializer page and choose the Spring Cloud Configuration Server dependency. Here also we have used main annotation is enable configuration server. The enable configuration server annotation in your main Spring Boot application class file. This annotation makes your Spring Boot application connect with cloud server. These all are Spring Boot lab experiments. Before coming to the lab experiments, we are configure the Spring Boot in your system. Before installation Spring Boot, verify JDK. Is JDK is installed or not in your system? In case you did not install JDK, first install the JDK 8 or JDK 11 from Oracle Java website. Next, install IDE, Eclipse or IntelliJ or Spring Boot suite. Eclipse is preferable. Next video, I will explain how to install Eclipse IDE and Spring Boot tool suite.